Members, it's the appointed time. We have a quorum. I call to order the meeting. Welcome to the Subcommittee on Matters Relating to Railways of the Panel on Transport. This is our first meeting of the subcommittee. Agenda item number 1, election of Deputy Chairman. The clerk to the subcommittee has issued a notice to inform members that by the close of the nomination period, only one valid nomination for Deputy Chairman of the subcommittee has been received. The nominee is Mr. Aaron Bok, nominated by Mr. Chow Siu-chung and seconded by Ms. Fong. In accordance with paragraph 8D of Appendix 4 to the House Rules, if any valid nomination is received for Deputy Chairman, the committee may decide at a meeting whether there is a need to elect a Deputy Chairman. I now ask members about whether there is a need to elect a Deputy Chairman. Do members agree? Yes. I now declare Mr. Aaron Bok elected as the Deputy Chairman of the Subcommittee on Matters Relating to Railways. Agenda item number 2. Applications for late membership. Mr. Alan Chan and Mr. Kitson Yang wrote on the 24th and the 25th of March 2026 respectively to apply for late membership of this subcommittee. In accordance with Rule 23(a) of the House Rules, in considering an application for late membership of a committee, the following guiding principles apply. 1. The number of committee members does not exceed 20. And 2. This will not result in the number of non-panel members in the subcommittee being equal to or more than that of the panel on transport. Currently, the Subcommittee on Matters Relating to Railways consists of 16 members, comprising 12 members of the panel on transport and 4 non-panel members. Neither Alan Chan nor Kitson Yang is a member of the panel. In accordance with Rule 23(b) of the House Rules, it is for the subcommittee to decide whether an application for late membership should be accepted. I now ask members about whether the late applications from Alan Chan and Kitson Yang are accepted. No objection? All right. So there will be a total of 18 members of this subcommittee, 12 from the panel on transport, 6 non-panel members. The number of members meet the relevant requirements and regulations. Agenda item number 3, schedule of meetings and items for discussion. Following our past practice, the subcommittee conducts meetings every other month. It is now proposed that the subcommittee conduct meetings at 10:45 a.m. on the first Friday of every other month. If members agree to the above arrangement, please refer to the proposed meeting schedule placed in front of you. Please note that the first Friday of May is a public holiday. After consultation with the administration, it is proposed that the meeting be rescheduled to Monday, the 18th of May at 10:45 a.m. Regarding the agenda, the administration will submit the proposed items for discussion later. The clerk will inform members upon receiving them. Dr. Ben Chen, please switch on Dr. Chen's mic. On the 5th of February in 2027, it is in the middle of the Chinese New Year holidays. Let us ask the Secretariat to make the relevant arrangements. If need be, they will make the relevant arrangements. The Secretariat will follow up on the point raised by Dr. Ben Chen. If members agree to the above arrangement, please refer to the proposed meeting schedule placed in front of you. Just now, as we said, the administration will propose items for discussion later. Upon receiving them, the clerk will inform members. Earlier on, the terms of reference of the subcommittee, which were earlier endorsed by the panel, have been placed in front of you. If members have any items to propose for discussion, they may press the button now or raise them, or inform the clerk in writing as soon as possible after the meeting. A total of 9 members have pressed the button to request to speak. 1 to 2 minutes for each member. Let me read out the order in which members are going to speak. Mr. Chow Siu-chung, Mr. Mark Chong, Mr. Kitson Yang, Mr. Scott Leung, Mr. Chris Ip, Mr. Andrew Lam, Captain Lam, Mr. Tam Chen Kwok, Mr. Chen Pui Kong, Dr. Ben Chen, and Ms. Christine Fong. A total of 11 members. Mr. Chow? Thank you, Chairman. I can see the work plan in front of us. I agree with it. Regarding brackets 1, brackets I, that is the maintenance program. We need to make sure that the MTRCL will maintain a team of maintenance personnel with cohesion. We need to avoid subcontracting works to third parties. The remuneration treatments are different, and that will impact on the work. And I'd also like to mention something about the high-speed rail. We need to discuss its services. In 2025, we didn't discuss the services of the high-speed rail. There is more and more exchange between Hong Kong and the Chinese mainland. A lot of members of the public in Hong Kong rely on the high-speed rail to travel across the boundary. The services of the high-speed rail are worth our recognition, but when there are comparisons, we do need to make enhancements. Prices in Hong Kong are on the expensive side. There are also quite cumbersome procedures when it comes to ticket refund. So I suggest discussing this matter in our subcommittee. Mr. Mark Chong, thank you. We should discuss the feasibility of the railway connecting Hon Q to Sunny Bay. As for Yuen Long South development, there are a lot of public housing units, and this will pose a significant burden on the Twin Mile Line. That's why we need a railway connecting Hon Q to Sunny Bay and Tong Chung. The government said that they would give it some thought, so we might as well discuss this in our subcommittee. Regarding the new signal system, upon the rollout, how is its operation? In 2027 and in 2028, Kwun Tong Line, Island Line, how are the preparations going? Next, regarding the standard of Hong Kong railways, we need to harness the construction and building technologies of our country in order to shorten the time needed for construction and reduce its cost. We also need to look into making the high-speed rail like our local MTR system. Right now, people need to spend a lot of time waiting at the high-speed rail station before boarding. This is like putting the cart before the horse. Regarding the Northern Link and Altao, there should be more connections to the housing estates nearby. Thank you. Mr. Kitson Yang. Thank you, Chairman. I'd like to raise the point of green mass transit system. In the terms of reference, item E, that is about the implementation of new railway projects. In addition to just progress updates, I'd like to ask about any possible extension of the programs. Say we have East Kowloon route, and we also have a route in Kai Tak. there is actually room for expanding these routes to other areas such as Chukyun, Jiwonshan, and so on. Phase 1, it will be connected to the Kai-tak Station, and then it will be further extended to Kowloon Bay and Yaotong. The government has undertaken that they would look into the project, so I believe we should follow up on the progress of their studies. This is worth our discussion. Regarding services of the high-speed rail station in West Kowloon, the government said that there will be some refreshment kiosks at the terminal of the high-speed rail. Is there any room for further enhancements? We have a lounge for first class of the high-speed rail. We can make further enhancements in order to attract more high-end passengers to use the high-speed rail. Thank you. Next member, Mr. Scott Lam. Thank you, Chairman. As for the performance of existing railways, enhancements and improvements to the local railways, we need to look into the elevators, barrier-free access and facilities. We need to discuss improving the facilities inside stations. As other members have mentioned, I'd like to talk about the high-speed rail station in West Kowloon. There are a total of 110 routes connecting to different stations in the Chinese mainland, and we often see record high passenger flow. In the terminal hall, is it possible to introduce more commercial facilities as well as refreshment kiosks? I know we might not be able to cover all in our subcommittee, but we might take this opportunity to discuss making enhancements to the high-speed rail station. Thank you. Mr. Chris Ip, I have a few concerns. I'd like to talk about the Changkwon-ho line and Lohas line signal system. Is there any room for discussion about the signal system? Regarding progress update on the implementation of new railway projects, Changkwon-ho area 137, there is significant development potential. Is there any room for implementing further railway projects in order to provide more convenience for members of the public living there? Regarding green transport system, riding on the view raised by Mr. Kitson Yang, I'd like to talk about the relevant route. I'd also like to talk about infrastructure. In Yaotong, the tender didn't mention the topside connection, so I believe there is room for discussion of this matter. But of course, I agree with other members that we need to look into the study reports published by the administration so that we can put our heads together. Thank you. Mr. Andrew Lam. Thank you, Chairman. I completely agree with members in relation to services provided by the high-speed rail. However, regarding hardware and its capacity, the government did have a statistical backing regarding the projections of facilities. But times have changed. We need to look into the latest situation. Turning to the other area, that is the green mass transit system, I'd like to ask about legislation. Will the relevant piece of legislation go through the subcommittee before bringing this item to the panel on transport? Captain Lam, in the Israel line, some passengers were reported to have trespassed into the restricted area. So I believe we need to discuss the safety of railways. There are two smart rails, one in Kai-tak, the other in Hongshui-kyu. This is actually a very advanced technology, so we can discuss this system in the subcommittee. Regarding the high-speed rail, I agree with members that we should provide more facilities, services, and refreshments in the terminal hall. Moving on to the routes. At the peak of holidays, especially with airfares being very expensive, many members of the public scramble for a ticket to the Chinese mainland. Just last week, we had Qingming Festival and Easter together. Many members of the public needed to take detours before they could reach Fujian. So probably we can increase the number of routes of the high-speed rail. Thank you.
Next one, Mr. Tam Chang Kok. Thank you, Chair. There will be a new railway to be commissioned going through the northern metropolis, even going across the border. So we adopt an infrastructure-led approach, and this is very important to the development of the northern metropolis. I suggest that the subcommittee would discuss the Northern Link Main Line and Spur Line and other railway projects in the northern metropolis and the progress. And I hope that we can also discuss the Hong Kong Railway standards and how these are being implemented, including new technologies, materials, and systems, and how they can expedite the construction of the new railway projects. Next one, Mr. Zhang Pui Kong. Thank you, Chair. I have 2 points to make. First, colleagues have mentioned about the green mass transit system. These will be installed in the Kai Tak project and East Kowloon project. I hope that we can cover more areas and build in more stations. Second point, we should study into whether we can widen the Kwun Tong station. The Yumen Fong will be further developed, and I hope that the Kwun Tong station can be expanded. Dr. Ben Chan, thank you, Chair. I have 5 suggestions. First, on railway construction standards and also the streamlining process, how are these going? I hope that this can be discussed. And then the updating of the signaling system. Well, the project has been very successful. For how the other stations will take forward such projects, and also the airport express south extension, and then also the central rail link is a very strategic and important project, and we seldom discuss this project. I hope that this can be discussed. Fifth, the northern metropolis will be developed, and the Israel line and the Tumon line will become more congested, and we need to discuss how to ease the overcrowdedness. Can we introduce trains which come in 2 levels? What is the flexibility of that? Rather the double-deck trains. Ms. Christine Fong, I hope that we can strengthen discussion about the East Kowloon project extending to Polam. And then I'm concerned about the Hong Kong USD station. I hope that we can study into that. We can discuss with the Hong Kong USD and stakeholders in the Clearwater Bay and also MTRCL. And we should also discuss a Tseung Kwan O line extending to Area 137 in Tseung Kwan O. We should be looking at the demographics there, and we should be able to ease the traffic there. And can we build in the sort of vertical escalator system in Lois Park Station? And I come from NT Southeast, so can we extend Tuen Ma line to Sap Shei Hang? In terms of the terms of reference, I think we should also include the expediting the installation of the signal system. Mr. Lam Wai Kwong, 3 suggestions. First, particularly it's concerned about the repair and maintenance program. Can we extend it to cover manpower training? And we should not be outsourcing the core projects. And also the MTRC Academy is also something we should be concerned about. How the academy should be going about in manpower training. And Tung Chung Line extension and the Hong Kong Island Line West are important extensions. We can also discuss the arrangement for the stations and concourses, and also the feeder services and so on. Can all these be discussed? Next one, Mr. Aaron Bock, Vice Chairman. Thank you, Chair. Well, the points that I would like to make have been mentioned by other colleagues. I would like to supplement 2 points from here. First is about the green mass transit system. I would like to study into whether it will be in the form of a viaduct or it will be on a ground level. How can we provide for sufficient capacity to meet future needs? And if it is to be built on the ground, how will it avoid the mistakes related to the light rail system made in the past, and also the railway standards? So designers and contractors should be able to use products from different parts of the world that is possible under the new standards. So how can we ensure the safety of the railways and the costs can be lowered, and that we should not reduce the opportunity for local contractors to take part in the railway projects? Members have suggested the topics to be discussed at the subcommittee in the future. In February, the SAR government has issued the Hong Kong Railways standards, and several members have said that they would hope the government to come and brief us on the standards and how the standards are implemented and other aspects. Now, apart from these standards, the government has also proposed the setting up of a railway vetting committee. We've been following up on railway projects. We have said at various occasions that there was a suggestion in the past that the railway office be established for various reasons. That was a non-starter, and now colleagues from different departments are doing the vetting and implementing the standards. And now these standards have been promulgated, and there is a special vetting committee to be set up. So I hope the government can brief us on the implementation of the standards and other aspects, and also the function of the so-called railway checking unit. There is also an monitoring mechanism to be put in place. So can this railway checking unit perform properly and try to remove barriers for the interested parties? So these are all our concerns. So if members do not have any other suggestions, or perhaps after the meeting you can write in to the clerk on your proposed items to be discussed. I, as a chairman, together with the deputy chairman, will meet with the administration, and we will hold work plan meetings, and we would consider all the suggestions made by members at this meeting. Item 4 of the agenda, AOB. No AOB. Meeting adjourned. Thank you for your participation in the meeting.